Guys, I am coming to you from Huntsville, Alabama. I am cozy here in my little hotel room bed. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then I feel like this is just like a girl chat. Like, we're just going to chat about life. Actually, this episode is dedicated to loneliness because it is a topic that touches all of us. I believe that there is a epidemic in loneliness in nursing and travel nursing. Moving here to France, I feel lonely at times, which I have definitely shared before. And I feel like with the holidays coming up, like now is a good time to kind of chat about it. I also really want to apologize for not showing up last week. I totally dropped the ball on the podcast, and there's not really an excuse. I just need to do better. So I am sorry about that. I am going to be taking next week, Thanksgiving week, off. So you will not be hearing from me next Tuesday, but I will be back on December 2nd with a guest that I know you're going to love. It's actually will be her second time on the podcast. Okay, loneliness. So I feel like really close to this topic because I have kind of dealt with loneliness my entire life. I remember even back in middle school feeling lonely. I actually saw a counselor about it, and I doubt that was like my doing because I was 14 years old. I can't really imagine asking to see a counselor, but I have a feeling my mother had a hand in that. Anyways, I digress. Then, when I started working as a travel nurse, I constantly felt lonely every single time that I started a new assignment. And don't get me wrong, like it was never bad enough that I didn't love travel nursing. I mean, I did travel nursing for 7 years, so it wasn't bad enough that I wanted to quit. Let's just say that. But with the holidays coming up, I think that travel nurses and just nurses in general, this can be like one of the most isolating times for our profession. You might be, I guess, working the holidays, which is never fun. You might be in a new city away from friends and family. You might be, sitting on your couch and seeing everybody post in matching pajamas or sharing recipes. And for me, this was something that would always send me totally spiraling. So if you're feeling that way too, I just want you to know that you're not weird and you're not alone. So when I first started as a travel nurse, I felt like I had to agree to work the holidays or else I would never find a good assignment. And I guess that if you do agree to work the holidays, like you have a leg up compared to somebody who doesn't agree to work the holidays. But I also just like don't think you should put that pressure on yourself if you just don't want to work. Also, can we agree that it is pure evil when you agree to work the holidays and then they schedule you the day before and the day after the holiday, but not the actual holiday, so you don't get holiday pay? This, like, oh my gosh, this would trigger me to no end. I dislike that so much. I think that if you agree to work the holidays, you should be working the actual holiday so that you can get your holiday pay. Anyways, as the years went on, I stopped working in the holidays, and like now I'm like a huge fan of like taking all of winter off basically. I'm a huge fan of taking forever off, clearly. So I wanted to share some things that I did during holiday season that would always just help me feel better. So let's start. Let's get into it. Okay, first, I would always get in on the potlucks at work. I love to cook, I love to host. So I would try to make like whatever my recipe was really special. You would not find me bringing in a bag of chips. I also tried to keep like my favorite Christmas traditions and Thanksgiving traditions alive. Every December, the girls in my family do like a big Christmas bake day. So I continued that tradition by myself, and then I would bring the cookies to work. I'm not going to lie, like when I was working an assignment with nurses that I didn't like, because there were assignments like that, like some hospitals just really know how to pick like the worst, attitude wise, the worst nurses. And I'm thinking of two right now. Okay. Anyways, when I was working with like nurses that I didn't like, I would feel like bitter about taking my cookies in because I'm like, why am I sharing these beautiful Christmas cookie with the Grinches of X hospital. Anyways, another tradition I would keep alive was like a Christmas tree and Christmas decor. Obviously as a travel nurse, it's like I didn't want to buy a big tree that I was gonna like throw away. But I would always just buy like a little small one and then like put it on my counter and it would make me smile, which is the point. I will say that like my biggest struggle around the holidays also was the fact that I was a travel nurse in my early 30s. And, I feel like travel nursing, I mean, I guess I don't feel like this anymore. I think when I started, travel nursing seemed like it was like a lot of young people doing it, and it still is. But like I think now there is a little bit of like there's an older crowd which I'm loving, and I was in my 30s, so like a lot of people I was working with as travel nurses were a lot younger than me. And also like my friends would be at home celebrating their holidays with like their first holiday with like their new significant other. And it would just make me feel like there was something wrong with me, or like I'm never going to find someone or meet someone because I am a travel nurse in my 30s and I'm never going to settle down, or like I don't stay in one spot long enough to meet someone like worthy. I also feel like I was on the dating apps at this time. Are dating apps still a thing? Please somebody DM me and tell me. I was on the Do you guys remember my dating stories? Okay, I was on the dating apps at the time, and people would say like, "Oh, you're a travel nurse. No, never mind. Like you're not here long enough, whatever." And in my head, I'm like, I will literally move anywhere around the world, so it's fine. So I actually stopped putting that I was a travel nurse on my dating profiles, I think. So I would always be questioning like, is this the right career choice for me? And I felt like kind of this shame around it. Like when I met new people, like, oh yeah, I'm 30 years old and I'm a travel nurse. But I think that like that should be reframed. So if you feel like that, I want you to think about it this way. Like travel nursing takes such an immense amount of courage, so think of it as like you are courageous, like you're a courageous person for being able to do this. Something that I've been doing lately as I've been navigating like feeling loneliness and living in a new country. I mean, there's so many great things, but there's also like downsides. So I got this app called Activations and I did pay for it. And it's from a girl named Mimi. I think she has a book too, but it's like these beautiful like mindset shifts about everything from like money to just like being more motivated, everything you can think of. And these activations have like really helped me to like reframe my mindset and like rework some of the negative thoughts that I have. So that, I mean, that's helped me a lot. Maybe that will help you guys too. It's called Activations. I think they have when I signed up, they had a free trial. So I did the free trial and I loved it. And then I ended up just like purchasing it. So yeah, I hope that if you're feeling how I feel, that might help you. Some other ways that I would cope around the holidays and ways that I found really helpful throughout the years would be to like plan FaceTime calls with friends and family. It always helped to like have something like scheduled in the books that I was like looking forward to. It always made me like feel more grounded and to know like, oh, there's people that love me and miss me. I really recommend that. Another thing you could do is like start a new tradition. Some things that I think of, I didn't do this, but like if I was travel nursing now, I feel like some of the traditions that I might try to start for myself would be like going to like a really fancy solo date night, like dinner night by myself, and you know, whatever is like the nice restaurant in the city that I'm in, like dining out, getting really dressed up, fancy, maybe going to see like a show, like the Nutcracker or something like this. Or maybe even like agreeing that if I had like 2 or 3 days off after the holidays, like doing a little trip somehow, or going to like a festive cocktail bar, or even something as simple as like getting out of the house and going on a walk, just clearing your mind, starting a new tradition, journaling. It doesn't have to be like a big deal. But I think now I would choose to like do like a really fancy like solo date night by myself. I love going to dinner by myself. I think it feels scary, but the more you do it, the more you realize that, like, first off, everybody is the main character in their own story. So people really are not thinking about you as much as you think they are. They might think of you for 5 seconds and then like dismiss it. And if they think anything weird of you, they're the freaking weird ones for like not having ever done anything by themselves in their life. So just remember that. Anyways, just pick something that feels like you, that aligns with you, and that will bring a smile to your face. Another thing, even if things feel uncomfortable, try to say yes. Yes to the potluck, maybe yes to like volunteering, working at a soup kitchen, a local event. You never know what can come out of saying yes. Also, keep in mind, our world is so connected now. It is so easy for you to get on Facebook or on Instagram and find other travel nurses in your area that you can like take advantage of. How come whenever I do a podcast, I'm like start yawning? Okay. Anyways, so take advantage of that. Maybe you could be the person that like plans a holiday party for the other people on your unit, like other travel nurses. And remember, like, vulnerability builds connection. Like, I think some of my best friends that have come out of my adult years are friends that like I have been really vulnerable with up front. So just let people know how you're feeling. Don't hide it away. Again, you're not alone. And if somebody makes you feel weird or bad, like they're the problem, not you. So, wherever you're spending the holidays this year, whether you're in a new city, whether you are working a shift, whether you are sitting on your couch because you agreed to work the holidays and then they didn't schedule you on the holiday. Maybe you are in the break room just trying to keep it together. I see you. And if this episode resonated with you, forward it to another nurse who might need to hear it too. I will chat with you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you for spending this lovely 15 minutes with me. I know that you are going to love the guest for next week or for in the next 2 weeks. Again, she has been on the podcast before. I'm really excited about it, but I'm not going to spoil it. So for now, just take care of yourself this holiday season, take care of your heart, and remember, you're never alone. Bye.